great fortune and pleasure, deep gratitude to all of you, and to Krishna that he gave me a chance to come here, a very historical place, and to be with holy people at the holy day, to tell holy name and a holy place. Very wonderful, really. And today I hope we can know each other a little more close in a while. And we will read today from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 65th chapter, text number 28. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Santo grinat ulvarena jvarena.
Santo grenati valvarena jvarena.
Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam.
Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam.
No seviram yavadasanubhadha.
No seviram yavadasanubhadha.
Toham te tejasadushase jahena.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Santo grinat ulbalena jvarena.
Santo grenati valvarena jvarena.
Vattapodehinam tengrimulam.
Tavat-tapodehinam tengrimulam.
No seviram yavadasanubhadha.
No sevaram yavadasanubhadha. Taptoham te tejasadussahena. Taptoham te tejasadussahena. Shanto grenati ulbane jvarena. Shanto grenati ulbane jvarena. Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam. Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam. No sevaran yavad ashanubadha. No sevaran yavad ashanubadha. Taptoham te tejasadushahena. Taptoham te tejasadushahena. Shanto grenati ulbanena jvarena. Shanto grenati ulbanena jvarena. Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam. Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam. No severam yavad ashanubadha. No severam yavad ashanubadha.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Taptoham te tejasadushahena.
Shanto grinat ulbanena jvarena.
Shanto grenati ulbanena jvarena.
Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam.
Tavat tapodehinam tengrimulam.
No sevaran yavad ashanubadha.
No sevaram yavad ashanubadha.
Taptaha, burn. Aham, I. Te, your. Tejasa, by the power. Dusahena, insufferable. Santa, ugrena, yet burning. Ati, extremely. Ulbanena, terrible. Jvarena, fever. Tavat, so long. Tapaha, the burning torment. Dehinam, embodied souls. Te, your. Angri, of the feet. Moolam, the soul. Na, do not. You, indeed. Severan, serve. Yavat, as long as. Asha, in material desire. Anubandhaha, continuously bound. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. I am fortunate by the fierce power of your terrible fever weapon, which is cold yet burning. All embodied souls must suffer as long as they remain bound to material ambitions and thus averse to serving your lotus feet. In the previous verse, the Shiva Jwara stated that those who live by the violence will suffer similar violence at the hands of the Lord. But here he further states that those who do not surrender to Supreme Lord are especially liable for punishment. Although the Shiva Jwara himself had acted violently up till now, since he has surrendered to the Lord and rectified himself, he hopes to receive the Lord's mercy. In other words, he has now become the Lord's devotee. Om Jnanatirandasya Janjanasarapaya Chakshurvamena Tasmai Shri Prabhe Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamrupah Kadama Vyamradati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Ditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanditam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurang Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sudre Vanamami Ajanulambita Bhujau Kanaka Vadato Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Takshau Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugadharmapalo Vande Jagatpriyakaro Karunavataro Yam Swanubhavamakhilam Shrutisaramekamam Adhyatmadipamati Tirthatam Tamundham Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasumupayami Gurum Muninam Mukham Karuti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Tatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Niratadini Narayanam Naramaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishiki Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Jaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So here is a story in chapter called Krishna fighting Banasura. In this chapter, description is given when Aniruddha was missing, son of Krishna. all relatives of the other families are in anxiety for 4 months. Where is our son, Krishna's son, where is he? So after 4 months of greatest anxiety, Narada Muni comes and he explains that Aniruddha, he went to the kingdom of Banasura and they captured him there. So Krishna takes huge army with Balaram and the forces there, ranging to attack. And Banasura, and with the help, amazingly enough, of Shiva and Kartikeya, they joining the party. You can see what a lila. Narada Muni, transcendental mischief, he is trying to put fire, to create Krishna lila, to show how Krishna is great. Who is great? Actually, God is great. But how great he is. But there's all things happen, you know. Shiva, greatest devotee, Vaishnava Ravita Swami. Kartikeya, such a wonderful general of demigods, right? Army of Krishna, Indra. And Krishna himself comes as a well-wisher, Indra Arivyakulam Lokam Sambhavi. So he comes to protect Indra, and here his own people attacking him and supporting his enemy. So what's going on? Misunderstanding. Usually, the reason of the conflicts, whatever happens, especially this Kali Yuga, is quarrel and hypocrisy, misunderstanding. Slightest provocation, fire starts like nothing, from nowhere. So here we see Krishna approaches and the greatest battle took place. So I don't want to go to descriptions, and finally, greatest weapon, Krishna was fighting with Banasura, and then he was defeating him. Kartikeya was fighting with Arivita, and then Krishna, and then all the demigods and goblins, you know, all army, very dangerous army. You can't even imagine what kind of battle was there. Finally, they destroyed each other. I mean, everybody, Krishna disappointed Lord Shiva, defeated. Kartikeya was so much badly beaten that he had to run away. Banasura was also, his hands were cut. But he was about to die, Banasura. So his mother came in front of Lord Krishna naked, just to distract Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, out of respect to the mother, he just looked and turned not to look at her naked body. Just look. And Banasura took advantage and ran away inside the city. Just escape. And then Balaram destroyed all these remnants of the army, scattered everything. So finally, released was Shiva Jwara, very dangerous weapon of destruction. And Lord Krishna released Vishnu Jwara, just to cool down. It's cold, not burning. You know, sometimes very cold ice, it's like burning. You can burn your skin by the intense cold. So Shiva Jwara surrenders. Sorry, I was criticizing you, I was your enemy, now I'm surrendering to you. Is it not a familiar story? When in this world everybody challenging, who is this Krishna? But in fact, so many stories how the greatest demons, they became greatest devotees. One of those demons seems like fighting against Lord Krishna and his army, Indra, Vritrasura. Wonderful story. He looks like demon, but actually he's the greatest devotee. In fact, Srimad Bhagavatam, out of all Puranas, known as a scripture in which prayers of Vritrasura are mentioned. Description in the Vedas, Bhagavad Purana, what kind of Purana is it? So Vedas explain, it's that Purana where prayers of Vritrasura are there. Not prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, not prayers of Brahma, but prayers of Vritrasura. And Vritrasura, of course, is known as Lord Chidikesha Maharaj and so on. So, and he's praying with a demon, very dangerous demon. And his prayer was, Aham Hareta Vapadaika Muna Dasa Nudasu Pavitasni Bhuya Manasmareta Shupatir Gunam Ste Grini Tavat Karma Krodhata. Because I want to become servant of the servant of the servant. And I'm waiting. When I'm going to come to you, Krishna. I don't want anything. न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरी न कपृष्ट्यं न च पारमेष्ट्यं न सर्वभौमं न साधिकं न योगसिद्धिर्न पुनर्भुवं समन्वितं विरगाकांक्षी. I don't want anything. I'm waiting like young lady, like bird, baby bird waiting for the mother to eat food. Totally depend on the mother. As a small calf, small baby, waiting for the mother's milk when she'll be finished milking and when he'll get the chance to get his milk. You have seen how baby calf so eager in Vrindavan. You have seen so many cows are there, a couple of hundreds, and calves they kept separately. And as soon as milking is over, they're keeping some milk for the kid. And then they're releasing these calves. And they are running to the cows, with tail like antenna. And everybody finding their own mother. There's no written, it's my mother, no, every calf will find its own mother. As Bhagavatam also explains in scriptures, that as a reactions will find their customer. Whatever, who is customer? In Hindi they say, जो कष्ट मरते हैं वो customer. So those who are suffering, they are customers. Kashta is suffering. Kashta मरते हैं वो customer. So this is they are suffering. Those who are suffering, they are customers in the mall and shopping complex of mind. They're trying to find something. So these calves are running, and those who are enthusiastic to drink, cow just jumping up and down, up and down. But those who are weak, they can't drink the milk. They don't have energy, their immune system is very weak. They cannot just suck milk. So similarly, reactions comes. So reaction can be Prabhupada mentioned here. Embodied souls must suffer as long as they remain bound in material ambitions. And it's in commentary also. Says those who are suffering in previous shlokas, they say, those who are violently living, they're going to be violent also on them. They'll be also suffering the same way. We can see that. And Krishna ultimately destroyed the army, and Aniruddha in Usha, this Banasura, he finally surrenders to him. He becomes the chariot, as a marriage chariot of Usha and Aniruddha, and personally like Kamsa. He becomes a chariot. Very insignificant person, VIP. Very humble driver. Huge demon, proud, puffed up, ahankara vibhuta. He ultimately, as we say, this, in Hindi also they say, tab ho jayega thanda jab yamaraj marega danda. So, and then become very humble. Very, very humble. It is explained, if you want to become servant of the Lord, if you want to become the instrument in the hands of the Lord, you have to become very humble. If you want to become the atom bomb in the hands of God, you have to become atom first. And Krishna will make everything to smash you, to make you atom. Dhuli sadrisham vichin. If you don't want willingly, then you have to do like Banasura. So let's say from the very beginning, what does it mean to be humble? Humble means to understand that nothing belongs to me. Akinchana gocha. Kinchana means something, kinchit, kinchit. Akinchana means nothing I have. Yogyata vichare kichu nahi pai, tumara karuna sa. Everything is in Krishna. I am simply humble instrument, I have nothing. And what gives me this analogy, actually, it's such a relevant analogy that comes to my mind. Shiva Prabhupada. Like Krishna, he went to rescue conditioned soul bound in the kingdom of Banasura. All living entities like Sita Maharani, she was bound in the golden kingdom of Ravana, Lanka. And our acharyas, Madhvacharya and others, I believe Nujacharya and other acharyas, they give comments that we need somebody to rescue living entity and to bring it to Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. Lord Ram and Sita. Sita is eternal spiritual potency, and Hanuman is a guru. Our Acharyas explains that Hanuman jumps on the Lanka and brings living entity back to Lord. So similarly here we see Krishna personally. Sambhavami yugi yugi, I am coming in order to paritranaya sadhunam, to deliver pleasure to my devotees and to rescue them. from the conditioned environment. And Krishna sacrificed, he ready to fight himself. He's going to fight. Fight through the danger, through the difficulties, tapa, very heavy. And he wants to make everyone humble, to understand. Who is the boss here? Don't worry profit or the loss. Surrender life to Supreme Boss. And far and wide, they spread his fame by chanting sweet and holy names. And that's actually the mission of Krishna, to make everyone to surrender to him. Maya Saktamaya Partha Mayam Gunjan Madashraya Sarvadharman Pratija Mam Ekam Sarvam Raja. Eko Dvitiya Nasti Mam Ekam. There is no one else. Krishna not demanding. Krishna wants love. But somebody who challenges him, he has to speak the same language to do. And therefore, he sends his representatives. All Yadava's families, they were suffering. They were suffering in the absence of Nirvana. Similarly, Krishna is suffering in the absence of his children. Sarvayuni Shukavanti Amurtayak Sambhavantiya. Tisham Brahma Mahadyo Nigraham Vijay Pita. I am the father and I am suffering. And those who can actually feel the sufferings of Krishna, they're ready to go anywhere for him. Swarga Pavarga Narake Shapitulyata Darshina. That's the devotee. Because he understands the mood of Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadama. We were worshipping Rupa Goswami because he was able to understand the mood of Krishna. Chaitanya. Similarly, unless we are able to unite, yoga means connection. Connection not just physically, toe with nose, as nowadays became fashionable. Yoga, yuj, means to understand the mood of Krishna. The same principle actually was applicable in Christianity, right? In great saintly people. Saintly people not only in Hare Krishna Valas. Saintly people who have qualities. Titikshavaha, Karunika, Sukhritam Sarvabhutana. They have compassion, they have tolerance, they are friendly with all living entities. Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana, this is the decoration. You know, this is Saint Francis or Seraphim Sarovsky. So many great saints. His stigmates, you know, when they were meditating on Jesus Christ, they were feeling the same compassion for this fallen soul. They used to go to this, you know, they were great landlords, Saint Francis. His father was very rich. They left everything. Vairag gave him for what? And he went to the leper people, to the sick people, embraced them and lived with them. You see? Once he said, it was the time when I believed the words, speaking audio, no video. Many people talking, but action speaks more loudly than words. And he was really, his life was his lecture. Srila Prabhupada's life was his lecture. Right? Gyanam Vijnanam Sahitam, you have to apply this science. And when he actually prayed, in that case, in Jesus Christ, stigmates came out. He said, I want to take your pain a little bit, give it to me, because I cannot see how you are suffering for this fallen souls. And stigmates manifested. He was fasting for 40 days, whatever. And stigmates, when you united with Lord, you can get the same compassion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with a mission. Prithivitya che jadi nagar gram sarvatra prachare hoga mera maram. With the same principle, Srila Prabhupada came to United Nations. And today I was meditating morning time, I was doing puja, and I was thinking, far out. I was thinking, far out. I'm sitting in Toronto. Who am I? From some Manicha country, some useless guy who was nowhere some years ago, and now we are requested to read Bhagavatam class. Srila Prabhupada, he pushed his disciples. Srila Jayapaka Maharaj and others, go and open temples. 3 months guys in Krishna consciousness, young children, 20 plus years old, took sannyas, or whatever. So, Mark Swami Maharaj, they dedicated their life. What a spirit. I mean, I'm sharing my feeling. What is spirit, man? People just, wow! You will die for the mission. Because Srila Prabhupada had the same spirit. You cannot give something which you don't have. Just look at this. Srila Prabhupada was preparing to fulfill the order of spiritual master all life. He was always thinking about that. He got the order when he was a young man. You have to preach this book and you deliver all souls all over the world. Spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya all over the world. Nowadays people taking it for granted. Okay, especially all these communities, you know. Sorry to say, but I'm traveling all over the world and I can see some Indian community for Krishna consciousness. So many Indians. 80%. It's the most wonderful thing. But maybe geographically it's a little bit confusing. In Africa only Indians. You know, in America most of the Indians. I was on the Yatra, 80% Indians. But something wrong. Wait. It's America, right? In Africa, in Kenya, even though, no. Of course, foreigners also there, but if you can, in percentage, you know, all world going to heaven. We have a mission ahead, all of us. And Srila Prabhupada felt that. He got the mission, and then, of course, you know the story. And in 1959, he took sannyas. 54, he left family. What? Bhakti Saraswati was calling him, come. And Prabhupada said in one of the lectures, I was horrified.
Yeah.
I was horrified. I have to take sannyas. For what? I mean, for what? He was a happy man. Nothing, no problem. No tension. He was, but he took sannyas and he got the, you have to, from very beginning, you know, in Calcutta, you have to speak an English language. And when he took sannyas, just briefly to mention, when he took sannyas in Mathura, and there were only Bengali people sitting there, mostly. And he was sitting with the Bengali, and then his sannyas guru, he requested him, can you sit on the sasana and give some class? First class as a sannyasi. Prabhupada took Danda, sit on the sasana, and give class in pure English language. Bengali sitting, no one understands what's happening. But he gave lecture in English. And as I say in Hindi, Kalakshar Gajbaravat. Nobody can understand what he's talking about. And he didn't care what people understand or not. I am following order of my Guru Maharaj to speak Krishna consciousness in English language. And since it's my first lecture, I want to dedicate and make people understand for what I took sannyas. And then he was preparing, he was writing books, he was just collecting money, printing the books. When he printed one first Srimad Bhagavatam, he decided, it's getting late. 69 years old, it's getting late, I cannot fulfill my order. Then he somehow managed to go to Mumbai. And he was going from office to office, requesting people, please help me, nothing. Very difficult to become great in your own family. And finally he came across with Srimati Morarji. Srimati Morarji, very, very famous and pious lady. She was the owner of the skinship company. And she gave him for his Bhagavatam 500 rupees. And those days it was like immense amount. Prabhupada understands she is a pious lady. She said, I want to ask you another donation. Give me a free ticket to America. She said, no way. Man, you are old man, and it's like mlichas, very weird people, weak-minded people. You don't have money, you're going to die on the way, I don't want to take responsibility. It's cold there, you're old man. And the wicked people, you don't have food there, no friends, nothing. Prabhupada said, no, I'm a young man. Prabhupada never left her office, never left. He sat down on the staircase every day. From 9 morning till 11 at night, he never went. And one day she was coming out and, Swamiji, she came out, she was a lady, business lady. Swamiji, what are you doing here? You have to give me a ticket. Allah. She gave ticket. And Srila Prabhupada straight away went to Kolkata. He went to Kolkata and he went to Mayapur for one day to Samadhi of his Guru Maharaj. And he was praying, please. He got the blessing from Bhakti Saraswati. I am going for tremendous mission. I don't know, I'm old man. 70 years old man. Huh? No money, nothing. 40 rupees in the pocket when he left. And for your kind information, 1965, no bank all over the world needed Indian rupees.
Wow.
Nobody will exchange it. No bank in America needed this nonsense paper. So he literally had nothing. When he came to the pier, King George piers, to start from India, only 5 people came to pay him off. Bye-bye. 5 people. One was a Bhagavati pension, one is Mr. Gupta, another one Mr. Ali, one is representative of company, steamship company, to give him ticket. And was one son who he knew, Vrindavan Chandra Dev, his son. I met with his son years before in Allahabad. Because Srila Prabhupada was staying there in Allahabad and I was vice president of the temple there. So we took him in Kumbh Mela and he was taking me around. Over here, my father was taking my bicycle. He was here and he was telling me about Srila Prabhupada and I was feeling like a movie, very direct connection. He was sharing, when they were leaving, he was sharing, I was so proud of my father. And when actually later on he told me, Vrindavan Chandra Dev. So when he left, Srila Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks, like in the Arabian Sea. And he wrote to his son, please send me these ingredients. I don't trust these doctors in the West. I don't trust these rascal doctors in Canada, in the US. They will kill you. They will not save you. So Prabhupada himself, he wrote the recipe, and Vrindavan Chandra Dev, he collected this Ayurvedic medicine and sent him to Boston. Prabhupada himself cured himself because he was pharmacist. Pharmacist, no one was there. And Srila Prabhupada mounted the ship. And Srila Prabhupada, he mounted his, sit down on the ship, and he stopped it. And the very first trip, he got sea sickness, vomiting and heart attack. And he was writing these wonderful prayers, right, to Krishna. Krishna. I don't know why he was sending. He didn't write it for his disciples. He didn't write for the followers, for New York Times. He simply expressed his feelings. Krishna is simply want to fulfill the order of the Guru Maharaj. That's it. And amazingly enough, in Vrindavan, it was like Prabhupada's disappearance day, somebody brought the article, newspaper, 1965. Srila Prabhupada somehow happened to contact one reporter before he left Calcutta. And it was an article. Srila Prabhupada's declaration. I am A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, disciple of His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. I am now going to America by kinship, Sindhi company. In the Jaladu time traveling, because thousands of disciples waiting for me there. And they prepared for me the trip all over the world to preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are waiting for me there. 1965, Prabhupada never traveled to India. He doesn't know anyone. And he wrote the article. I'm going because thousands of followers waiting for me. They arranged the trip for me all over the world to preach the message in the gospel of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shraddha Anusari Bhakti Vinkara. And when Prabhupada arrived to US, Boston, he offered that wonderful prayers. I don't know, Krishna, my name is Bhaktivedanta. Nachao, nachao. Please make me dance. Make me dance. As you wish. And then he went to the Sri Agarwal house. He didn't know where to go, left or right. His buses, he had to. What happened? Sri Agarwal was sharing. I was in West Virginia, that was program. And she was sharing actually with some devotees. She said, Swamiji came in so sweet, Swamiji, of course. Prabhupada was down to the ground, gentleman. Nice to have the head among the clouds, but you keep your feet on the ground. And she said, it was so funny, because he never knew anything about American culture, nothing. And she said once, I heard some sound coming from the bathroom. And he was sitting something 40 minutes. 40 minutes, and then she saw that from bathroom, water flowing like this, like in profusely. flooding the house. What happens? She said, Swamiji, what are you doing there? I said, I'm taking bath. How are you taking bath? Can you show me how you're taking bath? Srila said, well, I'm filling up the bath top with the water, and then taking the bucket and staying outside of the... He's filling up the bathtub with water, and from outside taking bath. Swamiji, this is not how to take bath. You have to go inside the bath. With your feet inside. Prabhupada, big eyes. With your feet inside? Then how you can play with that water? No, that's how we bathe actually. This shower. Yeah? Prabhupada, really. And then another time she said, well, I heard something strange sound coming from the bathroom. What's going on? She, excuse me, what are you doing there for a long time? I'm washing my cloth. Can you show me how you do this? So he said, I'm taking my body and then putting on the tiles and against the bathtub. Swamiji, this is not how we are doing it here. We have to go this washing machine. You're going one point, and it's washing for you. Oh, Prabhupada never saw washing machines in his life. And then she took him to this outside. There is one washing unit. We put there and drying and pouring. And Prabhupada was, he was watching, he was researching everything. He knew nothing. When Prabhupada was leaving the piers in Calcutta, you may say, well, he's going to execute the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All acharyas, all sannyasis, all good brothers supposed to come and bye, Haribol, you are so great man, go. Nothing. Not even a single person came. Because nobody believed that he would be able to do it. Because just before him, great scholars, Sanskrit Pandit scholars, they went to London. They went, and Bhakti Saraswati spent so much money to support them. And he became frustrated because they didn't complete much. They did something, but not much. In fact, they came. And they said to Bhakti Saraswati, it's impossible to teach in the West. Bhakti Saraswati was so angry. I don't want to mention what he said. Very much related to the show. Very much related to this chapter. He told, you are like this. You don't want to see you again. Anyway, that's another topic. So frustrated. In the last letter he wrote him in 1936, when he left the body, just a few weeks before, he wrote to Srila Prabhupada, you have to preach this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in English language all over the world. It was the first and it was the last instruction. And then Srila Prabhupada said, next is the history. And then Srila Prabhupada went to understand that in Pennsylvania nothing you can do much. He went to New York. He was staying in Bowery. And then Miracle on 26th Avenue. Have you read this book? Miracle on 26th Avenue. Wonderful book, Miracle. And he writing there that he was that time, Michael, I was leaving his girlfriend, this guy, drunkard, the drunkard was there who wanted to kill him. Once he called him. Srila Prabhupada, early morning, 5 o'clock, Michael, I'm sorry, I had to run away from my home because this guy, drug addict, he wanted to kill me. So, Swami, what to do? Okay, come to us. And he bumped in their room when they were leaving together with a girl. They didn't want money. And the way, can I stay with you? Said, yes, you can stay with us in the room. So they put some cloths which can separate them and Swamiji. Srila Prabhupada was staying in one part of the room and then this tiny cloth separating from them. And what they were doing, needless to say, right?
Yeah.
Everything. And after some, the TV was banging, boom. Prabhupada said nothing. When he entered 5 o'clock morning, they were sleeping in the bed, both of them. And TV was boom. And Prabhupada said, sorry, disturbing you. It's night, Swamiji, night.
Wow.
Sorry, can you stay here? So he was staying with them. And after sometimes even they became a little bit ashamed. Maybe the sounds at night and screaming and stuff. Whatever, I don't know what's there of TV. Maybe it's disturbing Swamiji. Can you get? Prabhupada was staying just behind the cloth. Now maybe we can find some storeroom for you. And they found and paid for 1 month. That's maximum we can do for you. 26th Avenue. And Srila Prabhupada said so. And why he won't deal all these things? Official documents and form for going to America. For what? And Mr. Agarwal, he invited him and they gave him visa for 1 month. For what? All these troubles, 2 heart attacks, suffering, to save Aniruddhas, all of us, from the classes of conditioned kingdom of Balasuras. For 1 month. He never expected to stay in America a long time. Only 1 month. And he was bold enough in 1 month to challenge all international movement. Because this is Chaitanya mission. Why I'm saying this just to generate the mood. And that mood, that mission of Srila Prabhupada, that integrity, the depth of his faith. Now we have, as much as was his foundational basis, every building depends on the integrity of foundation. We cannot see foundation, it's a huge castle here, isn't it? But can you imagine what kind of foundation must be there? Same foundation deep must be there, if not bigger, to maintain that. So similarly, all life of Srila Prabhupada was a foundation, which may be not seen by most of the people. And whatever ISKON, it's nothing but construction of the based on the faith of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, do what I do. And as a followers of Srila Prabhupada, as the next generation, it's our duty to pick up the mood. In fact, Mukunda Maharaj writing in the book, when he first time he wanted to meet him, he came to some, I believe, hippies and the drunkards were living in that area. Baoria. And he came there, some drunkard were lying there, vomiting there. He went to the corridor, no light, bulbs was fused, darkness, smelling of this bad smell, all these drunkards. Well, saintly person living in this place, even my place is better than that. Stinking, he even thought, should I go inside or not? Maybe he was hesitating even to enter. But then since I came, I want to see. And he said, what made me to go inside, the thought that respectable, aristocratic gentleman from India living in this place, must be he has some mission. Because if you don't have something to sacrifice for, if you're not standing for something, you fall down for nothing. You have to stand for something. Otherwise, it becomes a business company. Very, very nice company. Very easy to play with sentiments of people. People keep done. Aram. Baap ka beta sipai ka ghoda kuch nahi to thoda. Because business. Therefore, it is said, Krishna Shakti vina nahi parvartami. Without mercy of Krishna's energy, you cannot change the heart of people. You can never expect people to lend their helping hand unless you will be able to touch their hearts. Properly. So we can say so many things, of course, about that. But this is our mission, and this is the wonderful example here that shows Krishna's compassion. And all devotees, like Srila Prabhupada said, ambassador of goodwill. With grace, Vaisheshika Prabhu used to say, ambassador of goodwill. Devotees, they are ambassadors of goodwill. There are so few of them. We shouldn't take it for granted. One flower can express emotion. One word can set the goal. One star can guide the ship in the ocean. One vote can change the destiny of country. One prayer can make from animal human being. One breath can be the distance between this material world and Goloka Vrindavan. And one person can change our life. One glance, merciful glance. We need some glance of pure devotee. So that's why we are very fortunate that somehow the Brahman Bhagavata Bhaktivana Jiva, Pasare Krishna Guru Paya Bhakti Lata Jiva. Very, very important to understand. Therefore we are here to get this nectar and dedicate our life to save so many Aniruddhas there. And there's an army for Chaitanya. We're supposed to be an army of Chaitanya. And this is our Akardyanastra, Madanastra, all astras. And we need each other. Isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have to just dedicate. Okay. Krishna gave us the weapon. I was giving, I will conclude with this one example. Do we have few minutes more time?
Yeah. Not getting some fruity.
Putram dehi, rupam dehi, ginam dehi,
Yeah.
striyam dehi, green card, Canadian visa dehi, that's what they are chanting. Dhan sampatti, dharma, jai jagadish. That's what they are chanting. Give me money, give me wealth. Puja tantra, mantra, all this just because of swaha, dehi, dehi, dehi. God gives and forgives, and we get and forget. That's the problem actually. But actually, meaning of rituals, spiritual means, ritual means external 4237, 4237, 4237. That's all. There's no energy flowing, no bhakti. But spiritual means, ritual and spiritual, ritual plus SPI, spiritual. Srila Prabhupada in ISKON. Ritual and spiritual. SPI plus ritual becomes spiritual. Srila Prabhupada and ISKON plus ritual, of course. But we have to have ritual. Definitely we have to do that. But then I was reading the other day, Srimad Bhagavatam, where Srila Prabhupada explains that 6th canto Bhagavatam. Yamaraj instructs Yamadutas. You guys never come close to devotees, okay? In fact, you have to be fearful of them. Katra, right? Yeah. Don't come close to them. Oh, really? Why? So they're challenging him. Oh, who is the boss? You're supposed to be boss. No, there's a supreme boss. And Prabhupada said that they're chanting holy name. See the power of holy name. You know what I say to them? Oh, really? Yes. So powerful holy name itself. Namo Chintamani Upada, Chaitanya Rasamika. So different from Krishna. Don't come close to them. See, Ajani was sinful. He spoke only once. See what happens. Don't come close. And Prabhupada writes in one of the commentaries, he says, as for me, recently we opened Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. And we have to engage so many brahmanas to do rituals. So why? Because otherwise, outside people will not accept us personally if we will not do this all this show. So as for me, personally concerned, Prabhupada writing, Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting is enough. But what to do? To please outside people, we have to do this. But as for me, Sankirtan Yaga is enough. Right? That's his mood. He's between the lines, everywhere, Prabhupada's mood. Chant Hare Krishna. But enough. Of course, we have to do these rituals, these big temples to attract these people but it should not become marketplace where people coming, shopping and not getting medicine. When you're coming to the hospital, and you're touching the hospital, and you're impressed, wow, such a costly hospital. Okay, let's go. Kingdom come. You never met the doctor, you never got the medicine, you didn't know. What is the point of visiting the hospital? So Prabhupada said that all temples of ISKCON are the camps. Prabhupada used to write, camp. Toronto camp. San Francisco camp. Military terms, isn't it? We are embarking, we are challenging Maya, declaration of war. We are dropping the books and magazines like bombs and bullets. It's nothing. It's spiritual warrior. You have to have a guts, I'm always saying, you can never become the director of orchestra unless you have a guts to show you back to the public. It also guts. But if he, as it is explained, that river of this life, like river, Ganga, if you have been heavy current, if you've been in the Lake Ashram, somewhere in Gangotri, huge. They have big chains to make sure that you will not be taken away. Heavy current. So current of this life, taking everyone, river of life, taking everyone to the ocean of birth and death. Really. And if you really want to survive, you have to learn how to swim against the current. That's the only way. You have to have guts to show you. No guts, no story. You see, Srila Prabhupada, put his guts up. 70 years old man, no money, no friends, nothing. Challenge to all. It's a mission. So that's why it was not once, story, it was one boy, he wanted to learn judo, but he didn't have one hand. As all of us, we are handicaps in many ways. Somebody has horns, tails, all of us. We have so many. But it doesn't matter. Krishna Bhavagadhi Janardana, he accepts the essence. He overlooks like Putana. Aho vakiyam stanakavatam jigham sayapayet asadvi. Labdvegatim dhatri uchitam tatonyam kim va dayalum sharanam rajena. Uddhava is saying, what a merciful Lord. Whom else I can worship than him? Putana Rakshasi, she was eating the baby. Can you imagine? No one luckily around eating the baby openly. She was eating sucking blood, Rakshasi, witch. She came to kill Krishna, put the most dangerous poison to the breast, to kill thousands of babies. That enough poison she put. Krishna made her nurse, mother, and sent her to spiritual world. Kim Vadaya. Who can be more merciful? Can you imagine? Somebody attacks Parliament of Canada. Like Czech mafia was bomb. They throw the bomb inside the Parliament. Timing bomb. And then somehow this bomb became detected and this mafia guys were captured. And now they are in chains in the High Court. So judge sitting, bam, bam, let's decide what to do with this guy. And somebody says, let's make him Prime Minister of the country. Wow, that's mercy. That's mercy. Somebody came to kill you and you're making him his own mother, you know. Kim. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like that. From Jagai Madhais, Prabhupada said they have many Jagai Madhais. Worse than Jagai Madhais. People throwing a stone, you give them the flower. That's it. Unless you have tolerance, and you, unless you know, it is also saying, you can never discover new land in the ocean unless you're willing to give up the sight of seashore. You have to give up comfortable zone, you have to stretch yourself. No pain, no gain. Tapo divyam putraka yena satvam brahma sutmanam. So, we cannot be in comfortable zone. We have to sacrifice. Everybody has to be sacrificed. Brahmachari have to sacrifice. Grihasthas have to sacrifice. Vanaprasthas, everybody. Sannyasi sacrificing. Somebody health, somebody time, somebody money. Come on, Krishna doesn't see what you're keeping, what you're giving, what you're keeping for yourself. That's why we have to encourage people to develop the faith. And that's what Prabhupada said, we're making these temples as a base for the soldiers, to send them to the Maya's kingdom, to save Aniruddhas, as many as possible. And fight so many Shiva Jwaras, Kama Jwara, Lobha Jwara, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha Jwara, all burning us. Kamagini, Krodagini, burning. So this is a Shastra is cooling everyone. Cool down, this knowledge. And that's why Prabhupada said, we're making these temples to make unfortunate people fortunate. To give them opportunity to hear about Krishna. And these books actually nothing but walking preachers. Give them the books, give them magazines. But it's wonderful opportunities that here in Toronto, it's such a wonderful headquarters of the army. In Hindi they say, oh, Krama! It was the attack. And recently I was giving some seminar in GBC. It's called Shield and Sword, Spiritual Warrior. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he used to say spiritual warrior, no? Not warrior. Warrior means soldier. So he used to write down, the spiritual warrior. 1, 2, 3. But there is shield and sword of spiritual warrior. We have to have shield and sword. And shield means Shraddha, holy name, intelligence, enthusiasm, love, and discipline. That makes shield. Shraddha, holy name, intelligence, shield, enthusiasm, utsaha, nishchaya, dharya, karma, love, pritpurvakam. I am giving you a seminar in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And discipline, Anushasan, Shishtacha. Unless you have that, you will be not protected. How you can fight? Big soldier, no bullets, no protection, nothing. Go to internet, no antivirus. And sword means Shastra, Chindanti Shastrani, cutting. So Bhagavatam, this sort of knowledge. Somebody, nothing can be done because you are equipped with knowledge, sort of knowledge. And it has to be sharpened every day. Nityam Bhagavad, ping, 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 sharp sword. Willpower. You should not have that willpower like, broken wheel. Tire, flat. No, you have to become willpower. Optimism, sword. Optimism. Utsaha. Not utsahamai. False enthusiasm. Enthusiasm based on knowledge and faith to Guru and Krishna. Have full faith in Guru and Krishna. And optimism. Relationships. Today we're going to discuss the importance of relationships. In fact, everything based on relationships. Everything. In spiritual world, we're going to do nothing but relationships. Not big. At the end of the day, we have each other. That's all. Not this big bricks and stone and stuff. Who cares? How many people came? How many people go? I am sure that thousands and hundreds of thousands went to this building. How many people are in your body? Okay? It's a small stone in your body. How many people are sitting in the Bhagavad? It should be done back to the people by now. 50 years, no? It's called 50 years. It has to be done back to the people. But mind is very strong. Mind is there, Prabhu. Mind is there. Very difficult to scratch one living entity out from mind. Very difficult. But if you do this together, it's possible. Prabhupada said, I am old man. See what I've done. Hare Krishna explosion. Can't you? Young people? So many young people. What are you doing? Scratching your nose or belly? What's going on? Prabhupada said, do as I did. Don't change anything. And Prabhupada said to his letter in 1972 to Karandhara, he said, you have to create the spirit and people, healthy spirit of competition. And you have to make people independently thoughtful. And you should not hamper. Spirit should be voluntary, individual, and spontaneous. We have to have the... So, therefore, this faith in holy name in Nityananda's market is only one currency. Sure. Namahata, Nityananda Mahajan. Only one currency. You want to buy holy name, you pay faith. You bought, distribute, you got more faith. Wow, you have more currency, faith, we'll give you credit, give you more name, more power. That's how it works. So, I'll conclude with this story. It was one boy, he wanted to learn judo. You know judo? Yeah. But he didn't have one hand, handicap. But he really wanted to learn. Laulyam ekalam mulyam. Very great desire to get bhakti. So, but one day he came to the school and he asked Sensei, can I study in your school? And everybody laughed at him. You're a fool, how you can fight, how you can wrestle. But Guru, he saw his enthusiasm. No, this boy is really enthusiastic. Okay, I am taking it. So everybody thought, oh, why? He is useless. How he can wrestle with one hand? Shut up, I am giving him training. So he gave him one step. He told him, you have to practice one step. Okay, my boy. And that boy had full faith in instructions of Guru. Okay, I'll do it. And he gave him kimono and belt. He put him in the corner. And every day that boy was practicing one step, one step, one step. 1 month passed. 2 months passed. 1 year, full year passed. Guru never came to him. He gave him order to do it. He never ever came again. So this boy was thinking, what's happening? 2 years passed. 4 years passed. Teacher never came to him. Somebody else may think, well, he forgot about me or just took me for the sake of only show something out of compassion. Actually, he didn't want to teach me. But anyway, since he gave me at least one step, let me practice that. Better than something than nothing. As they say, Angome Kana Raja, no? One uncle better than no uncle. Okay, let me just practice. He was practicing. After 4 years, order came from Olympic committee that we want one representative from your school to participate in Olympic Games.
Wow.
So Guru called all his disciples. He said, okay, I want to send one representative, only one out of all school for championship. So everybody by that time, black belts. And Guru said, no, I'll send that one-handed boy. So, the big panic, you know. Murdara. Big panic, disagreement with Guru. What is this? What is this? He's just nothing. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Go. And he sent this boy. Amazingly enough, this boy won local, national, international. He went to the semi-final and he got final. He got a gold trophy. He brought it. When he brought it, give the trophy to Guru and Dandavat. I don't know how I did it. I won. So everybody was shocked. How this man did it? But Guru laying down in the chair. Yes. But you taught me only one step. And Guru said, yes, my dear boy, I taught you only one step. But for your kind information, this is the most difficult step in all judo.
Oh.
Most difficult. But because you are practicing makes man perfect. Every day, polishing, 4 years continuously. You practice that step, you make it the most perfect performance of the step. No one do the step better than you. And there is only one counteraction to that step, when your opponent can counteract it. For that he has to capture your right hand, and you don't have one. So you're undefeatable, my boy. There's only one way how to counteract that step. Your enemy has to capture your right hand, and you no hand. So in the same way, in all scriptures, we have so many thousands of mantras and tantras and pujas and rituals. There is only one Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
You practice it every day. There is only one way I can capture you. You have to have full Shiva. You will have one. You're fool. Yes, I'm fool. I'm fool number one. You are undefeatable. Because you're a very insignificant person. Duri Sadrisham, which you can. Only humble and meek heart people can preach this message. Srimad Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai. Gaura Premanande.